So as we approach tax season, lots of Ontarians may be worried about what they might owe to the CRA. And of course, thousands of people across the province may already be struggling with credit cards, loans, and other debts. And tax season can sometimes tip things over the edge. So joining us now is Andy Fisher. He's a licensed insolvency trustee with A. Fisher and Associates. They provide free advice and solutions for individuals in Ontario who are struggling to clear their debts. Hey, Andy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a really good time of year to have you on. And what would you say to Ontarians in terms of general advice who are maybe a little bit worried as tax season approaches in terms of their debts?
Yeah, so first of all, the average unsecured debt for Canadians is over $20,000, and that includes income taxes. A lot of people with the pandemic are struggling with debt. Things have made them worse for them. Mm-hmm. And with the government benefits to them there that try to minimize those effects, like the CRB or the CRB, a lot of people don't realize those benefits are taxable, and so that's causing problems for people. So for me, the most important advice that I would give someone is to make sure you file your taxes and file them on time. And the reason I say that is because, first of all, it's not illegal to owe taxes. There's nothing wrong with owing taxes. They can be dealt with. But failing to file your tax returns could be considered tax evasion, which is a crime. Second of all, if you file your taxes late, there's additional interest and penalties that people have to pay. So it's more costly to avoid filing your taxes as opposed to filing it on time. And then the last reason is there's lots of benefits that are out there that are dependent on people filing their tax returns. So your GST credit, Trillium benefits, Canada Child Care benefit, or seniors that are trying to get the guaranteed income supplement, you need to file your tax returns to get those done. So if you don't file your tax returns, you could be missing out on free money from the government.
Right, yeah, just get them filed, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. In terms of the pandemic, obviously we're coming off a very difficult few years for a lot of people. You and your colleagues have spoken with thousands of Ontarians. What's your read on how the pandemic has affected most Ontarians in terms of their debts? So
a lot of people have been really hardly affected by this and negatively impacted. There's been a lot of businesses closing, especially in the tourism and hospitality business. People have lost their jobs. And in the early phase of the pandemic, a lot of creditors, banks have been really rolled back their collection efforts. They've provided deferrals on making payments on their loans. They've frozen the interest. But as as we've sort of moved along in the pandemic and as the restrictions have been lifted, those creditors are getting a lot more aggressive, including CRA for taxes.
Right. Well, let's look at a specific example. So let's make up an example. Let's call him Teddy. Let's say there's about $20,000 of debt there, maybe having trouble keeping up on some loan payments, maybe some student loans, some credit card debt, and concern about tax season. What advice would you give to this person, to this Teddy?
So what I would say is, a lot of people, when they come to see us, often they wait too long to talk to a licensed insolvency trustee. The earlier they come to talk to us, the more options that are available for them. So I would suggest, talk to a trustee because, first of all, it's free and there's no obligation. And second of all, we're going to review all the options that are available to you. We'll look at the pros and cons of the options. We'll talk about what makes a lot of sense for you as an individual. And, as a trustee, we're regulated by the federal government to do a consumer proposal or a bankruptcy, but we'll talk about all the options and let people make an informed decision about the right choice for them.
You mentioned a consumer proposal. I've heard that terminology before, but what exactly is that and how would somebody qualify and how could it really help them?
So it's a legally binding process. It's filed under federal legislation. It can only be filed by a licensed insolvency trustee like people here at A. Fisher and Associates. What a consumer proposal does, it's really the fastest and best way to rebuild your credit because you're going to eliminate your debts. And then through the process, we provide 2 free financial counseling sessions where we give people information about how to reestablish credit, how to rebuild their credit, and then they can start moving forward to financial freedom.
That'd be a major step.
Yes, for sure.
Step, yeah. So where can people get more information and talk to you and your colleagues if they're thinking about moving forward with something like this?
So come to our website. It's debtreliefcanada.com, and you fill out a 30-second quick information form, and that'll give us some information, and then someone from our team will give you a call. We'll go over your options and come up with a solution that fits best for you to let you become debt-free as soon as possible.
All right, taking action. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
being here.